What's up, you guys? This is RedMic, and I was born in Conyers, grew up everywhere. Mom was in the military, and you are now watching Industry's Most Wanted.
I'm on the way, press play, RedMic, switching lanes. I'm on the way, press play, RedMic, switching lanes. Let's go, Legos, handsome men, sexy women, let the drinks flow. Show me the money, throw it up, Legos, let's go, light it up.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are live. Where we at?
Industries.
Big Industries Most Wanted, not the little one.
Wanted.
Listen, we got a beautiful young lady checking in today. She's sitting by the RedMic because her name is RedMic. You better know it. What's going on, beautiful?
Nothing much. Glad to be here. This is a great setup.
Thank you so much. Listen, it's funny because, you know, when you sent your information over, I was like, oh, she going to fit in here perfectly because of the red aesthetics, right?
It looks good. I like it.
Well, thank you for being here. If you can give us a brief introduction of yourself.
My name is RedMic. I was born in Conyers, Georgia, grew up everywhere. Mom was in the military, and I do hip hop and Afrobeat music.
Okay, very, very nice. So growing up in Conyers, what was that like for you?
Well, I was born in Rockdale Medical, but my mom was in the military, so early on I lived many different places. I lived in a foreign country twice, Germany, and about 7 other states. Graduated high school in Germany. So Atlanta's been the headquarters, but I didn't move here until I was like 21.
Understood.
So, yeah.
Was military ever a desire for you?
No, I mean, I loved the travel, but, you know, I just didn't want to continue that, moving every 3 years. But I enjoyed it as a kid, but as an adult, it's a lot to do. And I don't like to move around like that.
Especially when you had to go in and out, start new schools and stuff, you know, that can be traumatic for kids, you know, making new friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, definitely, I understand. A lot of my family was military, but I was like, no, I'm good.
I agree.
I'll live vicariously through them. So music, you've been doing it for 15 plus years, very, very
Yes.
long time. Take us back to when you first started doing music. What was it that inspired you to start doing music?
Well, I always thought I would be a singer. And obviously I'm tone deaf because I cannot sing at all. I thought my voice was kind of melodic. And the guys around me were like, no, you should probably try rapping. It was like, your attitude fits more with rhyming. So just try to rap. And I was like, well, I don't know how. I don't know how to have a flow. I can rap other people's songs.
Yeah.
That's easy. But I never pictured that for myself. And they were like, well, just try it. Let's see how it sounds. And so I just said the same lyrics that I was singing. I did a little rhyme, and they thought it was the greatest thing ever. And they said, you need to rap. Singing is not for you. But you should start rhyming. So I had to kind of reprogram myself. And luckily, I grew up on Nas, Jay, Pac, all the legends.
Yes.
And I kind of I said, okay, let me work on my bars, my metaphors, make sure I'm not corny. I lived a lot of places, so I have stories to tell.
Sure.
But, you know, I want to be honest. So it took me about 2 to 3 years to perfect my rhyming.
Yes.
But it was just a confidence thing because I knew how to write. So that was the easy transition, just my confidence. I had to build it up, and it took a while.
Understood. Well, let me ask you this. What did you do to work on your ability to actually deliver the music? Because like, I know, like you said, you know, you knew how to rap other people's songs, and it's because they already had like maybe their cadence and stuff set up. What did you do to work on that for yourself?
I just started writing poetry and kind of rapping it. And, you know, I looked at, of course, I grew up on Def Comedy Jam and things like that, Poetry Slam.
Yeah.
And I just said, okay, let me look at how Pac is doing it. Obviously, he lived a very different life, but I just started writing differently and making sure it made sense, it rhymed, and I had my own style. And I think my first, like, bars were, I'm looking for someone that complements my style. He gotta be crazy, sexy, cool, unpredictable, and wild.
Well, that sounded good to me.
Now, clearly, I've changed my thought process, but that was probably like my first time rhyming, and I kind of stuck with the energy. I have a very distinct tone, and it all worked out. I feel like it was destined, and it all worked out.
Absolutely. So do you feel like being the fact that you did move around a lot with your family and you got to learn other cultures, did that help you broaden your, we'll say, vocabulary, etc.? Like you said, you had to work on your metaphors and stuff for your music?
It definitely helped. I've been around every culture for extended periods of time. I lived in Hawaii. I lived in New Mexico, Texas, Georgia, Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, Germany twice.
Wow.
So that's everybody under the sun. Went to school with, partied with. It was a great experience, expanded my view of the world. I've seen it from so many different angles.
Yes.
And I'm not closed-minded. And I'm not really shocked by how other people respond. Some people react based on how they grew up. It's like, well, I grew up everywhere, so I'm cool.
Absolutely. And I think also being able to grow up in so many different areas, it also gives you a newfound respect for why some people do the things the way they do, whether we agree with it or not.
Right.
But culturally, everybody's a little bit different. What was it like in Germany?
Germany, I lived there in the 90s as a kid. I had fun. Outdoors was everything. So going outside was everything. And then I went back 11th and 12th grade. And, you know, I'm older now. I'm a teenager. And I realized we would go downtown and, you know, we looked like kids. We were kids, but they would let us in the bars downtown. And so I remember sitting there and the bartender was like, well, do you want anything to drink? And I was like, well, Coca-Cola. And he was like, you don't want no Hennessy, Jack Daniels. And I was like,
Do you know how old I am?
and, you know, my grandma used to drink Jack Daniels. So I was like, oh, I'll take Jack Daniels. And I had the money and I went back and told my friends, I was like, they're letting us drink. And I think they saw we were kids, but they wanted the American money.
Of course.
And so I partied. I partied very hard in high school. I'm not even going to lie. Going downtown, walking into a club, me and my friends, one of my friends was 15 and we were just
Living it up.
We were living it up and you wouldn't believe how much fun I had.
I would have done the same thing. I'm not going to lie.
We took advantage.
Yeah, when you're a teenager and that's being offered to and there's no questions being asked, of course you're going to do it.
Right.
That's what teenagers do.
Absolutely.
And it's, you know, now it's, in hindsight, looking back, it's fun. It's good memories that you had. You know, being with your friends, being able to drink as a minor in an adult setting. Like, that's the life right there.
Yeah, we partied hard. And obviously we didn't drive. We caught taxis.
Yeah.
And that was normal, catching the train or the taxi. My mom wasn't a helicopter mom. Like, I had one of my older brothers, and we would always go out in groups of like 8 to 10 because we didn't speak German.
Yeah.
But we had numbers, and for the most part, some of them spoke English. And they were like, yeah, come on in. They liked having us. One club was called the Millennium, and then the other club was called Babylon. So it's like, okay.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Will you ever go back there?
I look forward to going back.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot, but I do look forward to going back.
Definitely.
Maybe I'll have a show.
Listen, if you do, let me know. I'll come with you.
Yeah.
A lot of my ancestry is from Germany, and I've never been. That's why I was like, I'll come with you. So
Yeah, that'd be nice.
definitely. I know you recently had the opportunity to sign with Architect Music Group.
Yes.
Congratulations
Shout out to
on that.
Architect. Thank
yes.
you.
They've been such a blessing. Shout out to Tony to work
Yes.
with. How did that situation present itself?
Well, I had just kind of gotten back from Lagos, Nigeria, where I recorded my EP. And I got an email from Architect Music Group, and I guess they came across my Instagram. They went to listen to all my videos and music on YouTube, and they just invited me like, hey, we think you're a great artist. You've been out for a while, and we really like what you're putting out. Do you think you want to collaborate and join forces with us? And obviously, I've been through the label thing. Music has changed so much,
Yes.
the way it's distributed. But I was like, I need an engine. No matter how big or small, you need a constant engine and people that really know mainly the outs, because the artist knows the ins, but there's so much other stuff that you may not be aware of that will affect your streams and your brand. And I was like, okay. And they were legit. I had a great conversation with Tony and told him what I wanted and what I worked on. I was like, I can't let this EP go, because I went to Nigeria solo, got it done.
Wow.
And he said, okay, we'll push the EP. And I said, I got a catalog. So after that, you know, I got a whole catalog, and I just want to finally be heard on a bigger stage.
That is amazing. Absolutely. And you are right. I believe that every artist needs a team. You need a machine behind you, because I feel like no matter what we do, we can always do more if we have help.
Yes.
And we all need that. I know I'm bad at asking people for help, but we all know that we need it. Definitely. What would you say is one of the biggest things that maybe you've learned or being able to, do working with Architect Music Group that you weren't able to do as a solo artist?
My EP is on so many different platforms that I would have never had access to, different playlists. He knows who to hit up. He hit up you guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is Atlanta. everybody's somebody, but you want to work with legit people.
That's facts, because there's a lot of scammers out here.
Yeah, you want to work with legit people that can get you out there to an even bigger audience. And so he had the crowd with him. So me being a part of Architect, now I'm in the crowd and I'm standing out based on my material.
Absolutely. I love that for you. I love that you have a great team around you, because I've been working with them for a fairly short time now, but it's been all good business.
Yes.
All good business. You know, I had YN Elliott here recently, DJ Killer K. Have you had a chance to meet them yet?
Not yet.
They're a part, I think they're his niece and nephew, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely. So you mentioned that you recorded your project in Nigeria.
Yes.
Did you go to Nigeria for the sole aspect of recording your project there, or did you also have other things planned while you were there?
No, I was invited by a so-called talent executive on Instagram. He messaged me and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing Afrobeat?" And I'm listening to Burna Boy, Ashake, Davido, and I'm like, I don't know how I would approach that genre. It's very positive love energy.
Yes.
I was like, you know, I definitely would be interested, but I want to be respectful and I don't want to like imitate. And so I talked to him for a couple of months, and I flew out there. I like quit my job.
Wow.
And I booked a flight. I don't have any family in Africa at all.
Yeah.
So I only knew him. And I counted on faith and just took a leap, and it was a major leap. But I flew out there. And we landed, and that's when things got sketchy, because he wasn't a talent executive. He didn't have any connections, and Lagos, Nigeria is a whole nother place.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a woman, I'm American.
You're by yourself.
Right. Now, the guy, he wasn't, you know, no muscular dude, so I wasn't fearful of him, but he was just kind of a scammer fraud.
Yeah.
Now, I did get in the studio with the producer, and I recorded my EP. I have written 5 songs before I even left. And I said, well, let's just go through your beats and we can just see what I have. What's the energy? And I got the 5 songs done. And I told him, I said, hold on to it, because my money was not being spent on studio and living. The guy was spending my money on himself. And I guess that survival mentality, you know, now I understand it. You know, it's a third world country, and it's very, very different than America. You can be stranded in Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and make your way. Being stranded over there,
totally different.
Completely different. I was staying in like a hotel residency, and the manager there, he was looking out for me. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of stranded trying to get my plane ticket back to America. And about 8 days, I was there 3 weeks total, but like the last 8 days I was kind of stranded. So I got my plane ticket back, and the guy that was managing the residency, I was like, what is your name? Because he made sure I had food and Wi-Fi, because you definitely want to have Wi-Fi if you don't have anything else. I was like, what's your name, you know, before I leave? And he was like, my name is Destiny. And I was like, well, I'm recording my EP called Chasing Destiny.
Wow.
And his name was Destiny. And he rode with me to the airport, because it was at nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get in the car. And I don't know
right.
where they're taking me. He said, I'm going to ride with you. Make sure you get there. And I finally got up out of there after 3 weeks. And I was relieved. I stayed calm. It didn't go well, but I finished my project.
Yeah.
And his name being Destiny sending me on my way, I said, this must be fate. It has to be.
Absolutely. And you know, thank God that he was there to look over you.
Yeah.
Now, this scammer guy, whatever happened to him?
You know, I have his visa photo, and I told him, I said, I'm going to shout you out when the time is right and let people know. If you go on my Instagram at only RedMic, I'm telling the story, and I put his Instagram name on there, but I have his visa photo.
I think you should absolutely tell that story, because it could help possibly prevent someone else from being in that situation, because it's sad. I hear it. I hear it all the time. Artists getting scammed because they'll get an email from a supposed label or a DM. And I tell artists, I said, typically they're not going to DM you and they're not going to email you.
Right.
Do your research, because you don't want to wind up in a dangerous situation. Thank God that, you know, you came home and everything is good, but it was probably a big lesson learned for you, for sure.
Lesson learned.
But you got to experience going to Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, you have to always pull the positive out of things,
I've
you
been to
know?
a lot of places, no big deal.
So the project, like you said, Chasing Destiny, It released February 7th, so it's brand new.
Yes.
It just came out.
Yes.
How's it doing so far?
It's doing well. The single Chasing Destiny kind of crosses into the Latin urban market.
Okay.
Based on the production. If you listen to some of the music, bachata, salsa, merengue, those drums are African.
Yes.
So in Chasing Destiny, I feel like that record can do well in Brazil, South America, Africa, Europe. I mean, it's such a universal sound. And I'm just talking about in pursuit of something greater. And I literally went the distance, thought outside the box, recorded the project in Nigeria, and the energy.
Yes.
You know, my circumstances didn't go bad until like after I finished recording it. But while in the process, the energy was great.
Was it difficult for you to obtain your music from the engineer that was recording you there?
No, I just told him, I said, hold on to this because I'm going to pay you for the productions, 5 songs. I said, we did something special. I said, I'm an American artist. I said, you're Nigerian, born and raised, and I don't think he's left the continent yet. And hopefully with this, he will. I said, hold on to it. And it took me a whole year to get a job. I had to start over, get a job. And I said, just hold on to it because we did something nobody else has done. I could have stayed in Atlanta, met with the Nigerian producer, got Afrobeat. But I said, I went over there and you did a good job. It sounds great. So I said, just hold on to it. I will pay you for the production. And I did.
Absolutely. You got to experience the actual culture of recording that style of project. So I love that for you. So I'm glad that there were some positive things that came out of the situation. It seems like you're very positive about it. You know, it's frustrating that we have to deal with these people out here who prey on innocent people, especially women.
Yeah.
Because it could have been dangerous for you. And thank God it wasn't. So, you know, whoever that guy is, you need to stop.
Right, please.
Definitely. Let's talk about some of the other things that you're working on. You're dropping a me style sessions and visuals.
Yes, my me style, you know, obviously taken from freestyles. I'm going to be rhyming over classic nostalgic beats. Some of the beats are, you know, Waterfalls, TLC, That's the Way Love Goes, Janet, some SZA, Ella May. So mixing the old with the new, just 16 to 20 bar freestyles. J. Cole is included.
Okay.
And it's about 12 of them total, even Eminem's instrumentals, showing my different styles and my writing capabilities.
I love when artists do that because it does exactly what you said. It really shows your capability of your writing, your delivery, all of that, because when the beat comes on, of course, everybody's like, oh, this is this. But then they hear you come on, they're like, okay, what's she about to do? So what made you decide to put this project together?
Well, when the mixtape era has started, of course, Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake, Nicki, they were all a part of that mixtape era. And, you know, making certain songs their own.
Yes.
You forget about the original artist if you're that good. And I said, we need to go back to that. Like, everything's been done under the sun. So let me just circle back around and do that again.
Yes.
You know, SZA has grown as an artist. She's major. And I was like, I'm rhyming on a Kill Bill. So just taking it back and showing other artists, like, it's good to be versatile because when you create your own lane, you can ride out until the wheels fall off. If you're trying to swerve in other lanes, you'll be a crash dummy.
I agree, because the whole goal is to stand out. We're not trying to fit in, especially as an artist, you know. Do you feel like being a female artist is a little tougher, or do you feel like women are getting the proper attention they deserve in the music industry right now?
I feel like depending on what your material is, the men dominate the industry. So if you are trying to go that Nicki, Meg Thee Stallion route, they'll put you in that lane. And you better ride out and be just as confident as they are. Otherwise, it's not for you. And then you go into a dark place. So when I met some of these guys in the industry, they hear my sound. Yeah, I can do lyrical. I can do vibe, chill, club. I said, the men can be versatile. You know, Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorites. He can ride in any lane, but he's a man. Women, they try to put us in a box and you got to stay there. And depending on that box, you cannot get out of it. People will not take you serious. And so a part of me doing this EP, I did Afrobeat in the most authentic way. I've done hip hop records, and the Me Style sessions are going to show more of what I'm capable of. Yeah, I got the look, but I don't want to always present that, the sex appeal. I want to wear the hoodie, wear the Timbs. If I'm in a latex bodysuit, it's for the song. It's not, you know, my personality. It's just for a look. And I think a lot of women, they don't know how to talk to some of these men. They're intimidated. They don't want to be difficult to work with. I write my own music, and I'm great to work with, but understand I'm nicer than some of these guys, but I'm a woman.
Absolutely. And guess what? No shade to fellas, but some of the men get intimidated by that. Mm-hmm. I had a conversation with somebody recently, and I said that honestly, I get more shade from men than I do women. And I think it's because, not saying I'm this big, super successful, mogul in the industry, but I've done well.
Yeah.
And that intimidates some men. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they're going to feel the same way as you as a female artist. But you're beautiful, though. Like, you're naturally beautiful. So I feel like you could put some sweats and a hoodie on, and you're going to still get that attention.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't have to halfway undress, and women should never have to feel like they do that. Mm-hmm. But, you're very attractive naturally. So they're just going to be looking at you regardless of what you got on. Absolutely. Most definitely. What was one or two of your goals musically that you set for yourself in 2025?
To be on major markets, possibly get a collaboration with a well-known, either on the Afrobeat side or, American artists. There's a lot of overseas artists from Europe that are crossing over. So I just want to be heard and have a breakout moment. I'm gearing up for the summer, and I want to have that record, and I have one. And I'm just leading up, doing these interviews, the Me Style sessions. We're planning the rollout. I just want to have a breakout moment because I've had small victories.
Yes.
And I've been around the sun, literally. And so just letting my grind pay off, the progress, the process. I've trusted it beyond measure. So just having a breakout moment is what I look forward to. And major artists realizing, okay, who is this chick? Who's RedMic?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that you absolutely deserve it because you've done a lot. You've stayed down. You haven't let anything get in your way. So you definitely deserve that. Have you thought about maybe at some point in time doing like a promo tour, where maybe you do Southeast region to start out with and then spread out a little bit to do, performances and maybe stuff like this? Is that something that's on your radar?
Yes, definitely. I do want to, do promotional tours, get my name out there, small, intimate venues. When people are genuine fans of music, they will show up.
Yes.
As an artist, you might think, oh, no one knows me, but you'll be surprised. People will show up if they rock out with you. And those are the core fans that you want. And so with the release of my EP and these Me Style sessions, I do hope to do promotional touring and become more known and have a small fan base and word of mouth. People are talking about me. So I do look forward to that as well.
Absolutely. I think you should pick one city and go back to that one multiple times, because I know people who do these small tours and that's kind of their formula. They'll take an artist and say they choose, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, we're going to go to Jacksonville, Florida 5-6 times this year, maybe even more.
Right.
That way you start getting a buzz in that city. Okay, once people really start recognize you, boom, move on to the next city. And then you can put your tour together to be assured people,
Yeah.
And like you said, the core fans, they're going to show up for you.
They will.
And initially, even if it is just 20, 30 people, that's okay. That's 20 or 30 people that didn't have to come out.
Right.
And they did. So that's beautiful right there. So that's something we can look for on the horizon. What about film? Does film interest you at all? Because you have this beautiful presence about yourself. Do you ever think about getting on the big screen, acting?
Yes. I feel like the music is a segue to so many other things. Obviously, you have to perfect that craft.
Sure.
I don't want to be just a pretty chick and they're like, well, her acting is this, and you only get certain types of roles. You want to respect the craft.
Yes.
Obviously, I look at Angela Bassett, Viola Davis, some of the best. So I would like to do that eventually, if the path takes me there. And it's honest and, they can see me in a certain role. I would definitely like that.
I think you should. I could see you on the big screen. Even if it's like a series, maybe not even necessarily a film, a series, but that would consume a lot of time because them series are constantly ongoing filming.
Right.
Absolutely, definitely. Would you be interested in tapping to other genres? I know you've done Afrobeats and you've done hip hop, but let's say, maybe some country or a little bit of pop or something. Does that interest you at all?
Absolutely. I feel like, ever since the success of Cowboy Carter, Shabuzi, there's so many different styles that we can do. Even the whole Old Town Road.
Yes.
Lil Nas X, however you feel about him, that song created so many lanes.
Yes.
And I just think if the creativity is there, you don't want to force it, but if it's there and maybe some of those artists in that genre want to collaborate, you know, I listen to Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
I think she's great.
She's beautiful.
Kelsey Ballerini. I listen to a lot of those artists, and you know, their music feel good, positive. So it's just about them taking the leap, because you know we're here, like us as hip hop artists, R&B, we can hop on anything. So it's about them extending the hand, but we're definitely here. And shout out to Beyonce for paving the way for so many things, and she's riding out. Well done.
Absolutely. And congratulations on her getting that Grammy. So well deserved. Like, she looked so shocked when they called her. And I'm just like, and I think she probably never thought she would get, you know, a Grammy for country music, but she deserved that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Honey, you earned that.
Yes, I agree.
Definitely. What are some other things outside of music? Are there other business ventures that you would like to pursue at some point in time?
Definitely want to, you know, start a brand. Based on my records, I do want to do like a apparel line. But you know, you have to have the notoriety, the money, the brand. People have to buy into whatever it is you're selling. So the more I get my name out, the music, it all has to make sense. And so many other lanes open from that. I think Sweetie's very good at the branding.
Yes.
You know, she's everywhere. People believe it. And you got to be personable. So yeah, I do look forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And I feel like, you know, that would tie right on into what you're already doing, because as an entertainer, you want to look fly, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and so do other ones out there. And even if they're not an entertainer, they want to look fly. So I think that would do well for you. You look like a model. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
Short,
so
yeah. Short and sweet.
It's okay. Definitely. Let's talk about the single called Love Is.
Yes.
Beautiful record. I was listening to it last night. Definitely. I feel like it's one of those songs that a lot of people are going to resonate with. Where was your mind at when you wrote this record?
Well, when I was over in Lagos, I had told the producer, I said, do you have any like beats that are kind of slow? Because I have one love song.
Yeah.
And he was going through his beats, and I was like, no. I was like, this one is more about breaking up and accepting the end. And so he's played that, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And I said, okay, well, let me see. So I'm looking at my notebook, and then I start rhyming, and he was like, yeah, this is good. And he added the Yoruba chants, because obviously I don't speak the language, but he added those chants, and I asked him, what does it mean? You know, let me go. Stop holding on to me. Let me go. And it just made perfect sense. That touch brought the song to life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thank you for breaking that down and explaining that, because I feel like, again, now even more so what you said, what it means, people really will resonate with it. Because there are times, especially as women, I can't speak for men, that we get caught up in situations and we get so emotionally attached. It's like, just please let me go. Let me be able to move on. You know, you know, it's like they kind of keep giving you these little lights of hope that maybe. No, it's either it is or it's not.
Right.
Cut it off
Don't
at some point in time.
straddle the fence.
Exactly. One side or the other.
I agree.
So the EP is out, Chasing Destiny. Is there any official music videos filmed for it yet, or is that in the works?
Yes, this month I am going to shoot a music video reel for Chasing Destiny. I found a space to bring the song to life, and my videographer, he filmed my Fire Lips video in Hall of Fame. I'm working with him again.
Amazing.
And, you know, Chasing Destiny, I'm talking about, I'm in pursuit of, but something's chasing me as well that I'm running from. And so I'm going to try to bring that out as far as I'm saying, get these demons off of me.
Yeah.
You know, they recognize my face, but they don't know my name. Leave a voicemail, I'm out of reach. So it's going to be interesting. And I think people will see the video and it'll make sense. But yes, we are shooting that this month.
I love it. What is one thing about RedMic that you would love for your followers, your fans, your supporters to know about you that maybe they don't know?
Let's see. I'm very chill. Now I might have the whole resting bitch face, but I'm very chill and understanding about social issues. I'm not willfully ignorant, especially in this genre, certain women getting pushed ahead of the others. You know, I'm happy for Doechii. She did it big, and you know, her look has not been at the forefront. And so her winning that Grammy has done wonders. And I recognize what colorism is.
Yes.
I haven't experienced it at the forefront because obviously it works in my benefit, but I'm happy for Doechi, SZA, Summer Walker. I feel like Lauryn Hill, probably one of the most talented women. So I'm not ignorant to those causes, and I'm not gonna ever turn a blind eye as a Black woman. So I understand. I've lived many places, many cultures, and look, when I lived in Hawaii, they thought I was some of everything but a little Black girl. Sri Lanka, Indonesia, I was like, no, but I get it. And when I lived there, I just thought it was just two groups, Chinese, Japanese, and I found out I was going to school with Samoans, Vietnamese, the whole nine. I was like, man, so now all these other groups are over here in America. And I'm like, oh yeah, based on the last name, I can probably tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing about life is we can't please everybody, nor should we try to.
Exactly.
However, on the flip side of that, if we are authentically ourselves, there is going to be an audience for it. Social media proves that.
Yes.
Because there are people who are on TikTok, Instagram to do some of the weirdest stuff, and they have an audience watching them. So at the end of the day, unapologetically, we just have to be ourselves.
Exactly.
Definitely. Shout out to RedMic.
Thank you.
In fact, we're about to go jump over on that RedMic over there.
Yes.
Get this performance popping. Before we do that, tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and TikTok. It's all under Only RedMic. And so you'll see my face. I only have one profile in each social media setting. So Only RedMic. You guys will see me.
Absolutely. I know it's important that we love on the people who love on us. Who do you want to give thanks to and shout out to for supporting you?
Well, thank you to Tony McLean, Architect Music Group, my producer engineer in Lagos, Nigeria, Jay Sings. He's an artist as well, very talented. He put together a great body of work with me, and I am grateful. And to all the listeners and lovers of music, hold on.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Last thing, we are live. Where are we at?
Industries.
Tell them, big industry's most wanted, not the little one.
Wanted.
What makes the beautiful RedMic the industry's most wanted?
I'm original. I really do write my own music, and I can swerve in any lane and not be a crash dummy.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today. You're
Thank
so
you guys for
beautiful.
having
Good
me.
energy. I love it.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Y'all be on the lookout for her. She's a superstar. I'm just saying. We up out of here, y'all.
Thank you.
Legos, handsome men, sexy women, let the drinks flow. Show me the money, throw it up. Legos.